Thanks for visiting Bella's Vistas. Please like and subscribe. Click the notification bell as well. We had a great rest stop in Vulcan. Vulcan is one of my favorite places in Alberta. It's so peaceful. We stayed there overnight, made a few pictures, and then in the morning we got a good early start. We're on our way to Writing on Stone Park, a phenomenal place to visit in Alberta. It's true history. We're just blasting along here and we decide to stop and have our breakfast. We pulled into this parking lot at a park and had a picnic table there, had breakfast. Here I am cruising the drag and Writing on Stone Park. I like to get here and drive down the main road right through all the hoodoos. I did about 4 passes here so I could get some video of the rocks. Just look at this amazing rock formations. They're all weathered and carved by the wind and the rain and things like that. There's also carvings put here by the First Nations people when they lived here. These depict battles, hunting, many different things. These are some shields that you see. Just great to be here. Here's a battle portrayed, hunting. The people believed that these rocks were people that were frozen in time. For whatever reason, the god froze them as rock, sort of like the pillars of salt in the biblical stories. But this is native tradition. These rocks are incredible. There's holes in here, a little bit reminiscent of Arches Park, but totally different nevertheless. The rock strata seems to be even, like it must have been sedimentary rock, I think, and it was carved away by the wind, the water, and whatever through over the eons. I don't know what caused it all. But you can see, due to the different hardness of the rock, it erodes in different places. That's what gives you these bizarre shapes that are here. It's just unbelievable. Here you can see the strata fairly thoroughly in the rock, some holes in the rock. There's water down below. Lichen are also eating away. I imagine this is causing some of the erosion on the rocks is by plant action. Here's the river in the background. Just a wonderful place to be. I imagine the natives came here by canoe and they would carve their carvings on the rock. I was very fortunate to be able to go on a bus tour down to the part of the park that you just don't get to see if you're on your own. It's only by taking a guided trip that you get down here, and you also get to hear about everything.
And that's because the ice sheets. We had 2 ice sheets that were covering the top of Alberta, and then as they started to retract, we're right in the ice-free corridor, and so we know that people were moving back up north through the ice-free corridor about 13,000 years ago. And if you've ever been to Wally,
this presenter was extremely knowledgeable and very enthusiastic. The stories were entertaining but informative as well. I am so glad that I was fortunate enough to get on this tour. It's true history. As well as history, it's also history in the making. This lady said that they're going to open the park in the future to have the natives come in and do more carvings so that it'll be a living place, an ongoing event.
the Blackfoot people didn't really eat fish. There's one clan within the Blackfoot Nation that's called the Fish Eaters Clan.
Carvings, unbelievable. It's amazing to think about somebody coming here by canoe, living here in the park and carving these things with just a rock and maybe another rock. I don't really know how they went about it. And you look at the carvings, there's different things here. Animals, some kind of a fish or a wolf. Some shields. Somebody laid down dying or something here. Who knows what they are? Like the elders of the tribe can translate some of them. Also, there were some carvings here, names of RCMP people that were stationed here. Some of the original carvings are here. Battle scenes, different things. No idea what a lot of these things mean. It was hard for me to remember things. There were so many things at once presented to us. I highly recommend going there and taking the tour. Now, this was a Model T Ford that one of the fellas carved when they came to visit and look at the carvings. They came through here by car. There's an arrow fletching on there on the left, and almost faces in the rocks when you look here, and there's birds and things live in some of the holes in the rocks. I was walking there one year and a bird flew right out of a hole in the rock and flew right over my head. It's kind of frightening. There's a shield, I think, with a decoration on the face of it. Look at those, like spaceships almost, carved out of the rocks. Look at that. This one here amazes me. Every time I come here, I photograph that one. There's the distance and some of the rocks in the foreground. It's just amazing. Like, I just could take pictures everywhere. Everywhere I looked, I saw photographs. Here, this is a theme from my photographs this year, is the wildflowers in front of the scenery. I can't believe it. Glacier was like this, and here I am at Writing on Stone Park. Oh, it's over. Everything has to come to an end. Our tour is over, and we're walking back to the bus. Now we're getting sunset. I'm up on the hill. I'm photographing the sun going down over the scenery. Here's all the hoodoos in the foreground. It's a lot like Arches Park. It's a lot like the beehives in Utah. But it's different. It's not the same at all. It's the same in some ways, but totally, totally different. This is truly Canadian history. The moon is rising now. I'm down here shooting these moon shots, and I turned around and it was like there was an enormous face in the rock behind me. Absolutely frightening. This is my best trip ever to Writing on Stone Park. The weather was fantastic, the sunrise magnificent, and the tour, that was one of the high points of my visit. It was like being in school, sitting there on the bench and hearing about these rocks that are right in front of me. I mean, you can see the rocks and you hear about how they were carved and why they were carved and how important it is to our history. The sunrise was magnificent. It just lit up the rocks. You could watch the sun painting the rocks, starting out little by little, and then slowly they were all lit up, just like the frost on the window pane. Well, we've left Writing on Stone Park and we're driving across Alberta. We're headed to the Montana border. I don't know what to expect. I've been told that the road is rough, but that it's a gravel road and it's quite transversable. There's some amazing buildings here, and you've still got the prairie skies and the wide open spaces. Thanks for visiting Bella's Vistas. Please like and subscribe. Click the notification bell as well.